Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today is Snehashish Mukherjee, Trisha Ghoshal, and Debashish Sen from Adelaide. We're about to get a lot of updates from Pat Cummins' press conference and, of course, the Australian team practice. But before we do that, let's quickly start off with the India versus Australia women's series that's about to kick off today. Let's go to Trisha on this first. Trisha, a lot of chopping and changing in the Indian team. There's no Shafali Verma, there's no Shriyanka Patil, there's no Dayalan Himalata. What are you thinking of these calls from the management?
Well, yesterday, Snehashish and I, good morning, everyone, and sorry, a little bit of a throat infection issues, but the Ellen Hemlata, interestingly, the way she batted yesterday, I think we agree with the selector's call that maybe it's time for her to play some more domestic games. We were watching Railways versus Himachal Pradesh, and Dayalan Hemlata did come out with a positive intent, but of course, the way she batted till she was batting, it was pretty confident probably, but she still looked completely out of touch, so understandable. Shriyanka, I think, is injured, if I'm not wrong. uh, as far as Shafali is concerned, again, Shafali has responded after being dropped with 139. So in the senior one day, long way, I believe, a long way to go for Shafali before making a comeback. But the person who's making a comeback, Priya Punia, I think has been fantastic in the domestic circuit. There's the other girl that I'm looking forward to is Tejal Hasabnis. But Gargi, I think a lot of issues in the Indian playing 11 that needs to be addressed. Like I'm straight away going to Snehashish with this. Who is our number three?
The same
I
question.
think uh, I think captain. Who knows? After the World Cup, captain should continue. But I don't think also that. I think Harmanpreet
In
Kaur will bat at
T20,
number 4.
look,
Yes,
in T20 cricket, if Harman is not coming at number three, in ODIs, Harman will never come at number three.
Hallindale may be one option at number 3. Hallindale,
What
if she
about
gets a
Priya
chance.
Punia can also go in at three.
फिर
She's
open
batted
कौन
at.
करेगा?
That's true. See, I completely forgot about the opening part.
Yeah,
But
because you
yeah,
thought Shafali is there, because that was
yes,
like taken.
that's what
Shafali
that
has to be
was
opening.
Okay.
what was going
Why
through.
Yeah.
why not Jemima? Jemima at number 3 in top form.
Jemima has not played at number three in ODI since 2018, I think, if I'm not wrong. There's Richa, who was being slotted at number three, but I don't know how much will they continue. But yeah, that's one problem. And the other problem with Pooja Vastrakar missing out because of mysterious circumstances. Can't say injury. She took part in the
WC.
T20.
senior. No,
Oh,
no, she took
sorry.
part
T20.
in seniors women T20 for 2 matches. So not 100% sure how much injured she is, but of course, I think in there are pacers, but pace bowling all rounders again missing.
Boria sir is here with us.
Sorry for the delay because there was a call related to the shoot that we just have to go to, so I had to take that call. But glad that we are doing women and men together. The mission is to get Pooja on the show at some point in time. See, come on. She was the one who reminded you, Trisha. Come on, don't
Yeah,
don't say no.
absolutely. Not reminded me, I remembered, but then the point is, Pooja is, I think, one of the most enthusiastic women cricket
100%.
followers, and but Boryada, she just flat out said no. Come for the show? No.
She's
And
not only the biggest enthusiast, she's also the
and
biggest introvert.
and a crying emoji. I won't come. Anyway, I didn't get the update from Devashish. What was the update? Is the press conference on? Australia practice on? What is going on? What did he say, Devashish Gargi? What did Devashish say?
He disappeared before we had a chance to speak to him.
He
He's
আরে
back.
দেখ দেবাশিস, এই তো দেবাশিস, সবাই মামাকে চায়। এটা নতুন গান, যেদিকে দু চোখ যায় সবাই মামাকে চায়। আজকে I will write the song. I will write the song today. for 100%, and by the afternoon the song will be ready. Gargi, it means যেদিকে দু চোখ যায় means whichever side you look সবাই মামাকে চায়, everybody
গার্গীকে
wants mama.
গাইতে হবে, গার্গীকে গাইতে হবে।
বাংলাটাও কি করে
তুমি
গাইবেন?
গাইলে হবে না, তুমি না না, তাহলে গার্গীকেই গাইতে হবে, তুমি গাইলে হবে না। গার্গী গাইলে তাহলে একদম অ্যাকসেপ্টেড।
Okay, done. So Trisha coach, Gargi student, Devashish listener. Nobody else on the,
একদম।
on the... Acha, Devashish, give us updates here. What is going on?
Yeah, I just shared a clip, Gargi, of Australian captain Pat Cummins heading to the press conference. So the press conference will start in a few minutes from now. The team has not yet arrived. So the moment the team arrives, I'll be sharing the visuals in the live feed. But yes, both the teams have optional.
Devashish, how is the pitch looking? Greenish,
The,
brownish, last 3 days, give us an update how the pitch has changed.
the,
Tell us.
I'll just send you the visuals of the pitch. It is covered now because the sun is shining. So it's very hot, Buriada, today. It's 2 p.m., 2:10 p.m. now, and it's very hot here in Adelaide. The temperatures are almost 38 degrees Celsius. So imagine, and it's very hot. So the wicket is covered. But what the visuals that we shared yesterday, we could say that there is a tinge of grass. Obviously, the curator Damien Half did say that they would be leaving 6 mm grass for the pink ball test. So it will be interesting once the cover is removed. I will be in a better position to show you what exactly is the pitch like just 24 hours before the test match gets underway.
Okay. So, by the way, 6 mm grass is what the curator had said, but from what we understand, and our sources are saying it's more, could be about 8 mm, 9 mm. Some even said 10 mm. In fact, can't say who, but somebody who knows is there. Said could be 9, 10 mm grass. So that's the kind of wicket we are talking about. So it will be fascinating to see what combination India goes with. Is it going to be Ashwin? Is it going to be Washington? Is it going to be Akashdeep? Is it going to be Harshit Rana? Will KL Rahul open? Should be. But these are critical questions. I don't think India will answer that. But before that, Trisha, field day, Tejraj Malav, women's cricket, another vacation. Why don't you take it? Gargi takes it or I take it? Because if I take it, it will not be very pleasant. I take it? Okay.
Yeah.
Vacation for who, Tejraj? Vacation for who? Not for the cricketers, not for the journalists, not for people like us who take our sport seriously. Vacation for you? Vacation for idiots? Vacation for who? Are you trying to be cheeky? Are you trying to be stupid? If you are, then the whole world knows you're an idiot. That's fine. If you say that the women's sport at this point in time is a vacation, then I'm sorry, you don't deserve to be a sports fan. It's as simple as that. If you say that women's sport, Paralympic sport, Olympic sport, not real, then I'm sorry, you don't belong to this particular platform. Simple. So, and we are very clear. I don't give a shit about numbers. Let me make this very clear. We are not cheerleaders like some other journalists who are in Australia. And Devashish knows who I'm talking about. This is not a platform for cheerleading. This is not a platform for cheerleaders masquerading as journalists. Take your sport seriously. We will treat you with utmost seriousness. You make one such idiotic comment and a sexist one. This is not the platform for you to be in. Just disappear.
Boriana, just one update. Obviously, it's Pat Cummins at the start of the press conference made it clear that the Australia will have only one change. So Scott Boland, as expected, is coming in for Josh Hazelwood, and Mitchell Marsh is fit to bowl. So that's the only change. Australia are going in for the pink ball test.
So that's a big move for Australia. That's a big move for Australia that Mitchell Marsh is ready to bowl. Gargi Rao, take that.
I was just, so in behind the live, I'm stealing Shubhayan's image of, he has tweeted it. This is the pitch. So, wait, what can I do to make this better?
I had asked Shubhayan to do this. No, I think he's not understood what I had asked him to do. I had asked him because every day for the last 4 days, I had asked him to tweet every day, match day -3, match day -2, match day -1, game day. And then I had asked him to place it side by side. so that we could understand the change. This is what I had told him to do. Maybe
But
he did
I
not take
don't,
that.
Boryada, I don't think this is today's picture because there are no stumps there. There are
He's
no
at
stumps there in
-1.
on the square.
Okay,
It's
so
covered. The wicket now is covered.
we'll ask Shubhan, but the
No, no,
idea
no. I
is
can
to do.
confirm.
You
He's
confirm it?
tweeted this
Okay.
30 minutes earlier.
Okay, done. So today's photograph compared to yesterday and the day before, we need to understand how the pitch is changing, what amount of grass, how the curator is working on it. So if you see the Rev Sport speed, Gargi, I'd asked him to do this yesterday. I'd asked him to do this day before. So anyone who is interested, and at some point after the show, Gargi, not now, what you need to do is do this together. Match day -3, match day -2, match day -1. Combine all three side by side and tomorrow place it match day, and you will understand a clear picture of the thing. But Trisha, let me ask you a couple of women's cricket questions because you need to leave. Huge series for Harmanpreet. Decider, if she doesn't perform, is it the end of Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain? Both you and Gargi take that before I go to Snehashish and Devashish.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's no doubt that this is probably the most important series for Harmanpreet Kaur, and generally under pressure she has responded, but it has this needs to go well for her, because I do think that with 2025 ODI World Cup coming up, we might see a captaincy change very soon if Harmanpreet does not get enough runs under her belt, and especially if Harmanpreet does not convert this series. We have barely defeated Australia in Australia, but things have changed now. Australia also a little weak with Alyssa Healy injured. I think this is the right time for Harmanpreet to kind of come back to form. Otherwise, I don't see this going up for her, unfortunately.
Gargi, same question for Smriti Mandana. you know to stamp the authority. This is my team, I am the best in the world. Let me take this forward. Shun the inconsistency. In that last game against New Zealand, both of them scored. Smriti got that 100, Harman also scored. But is it time now, Smriti Mandana, stamp her authority and take control?
Absolutely. I've been watching Smriti Mandana very closely as a leader, and I think she's doing exceptionally well. She's a good backup for Harmanpreet Kaur when Harmanpreet's not there, and you can see the kind of change that she brings in the dressing room, that she brings in the team when Harmanpreet is, unable to perform her duties and she's out of the team or something like that. But when Smriti Mandana comes in, I think there's a different atmosphere. There's less pressure, more performance for some reason. And with the bat, I think she's been one of the most consistent batters for India. In T20s, in ODIs, yes, she had a little bit of a rough patch in the middle, but I still think she's one of the best that has come from Indian cricket. And if you look back on her recent performances, if you look back at her WBBL performances, I think she's been brilliant. She's been brilliant, and that's the kind of momentum that she needs to bring into this series as well. And I think if this India versus Australia series goes well for her, we might just be looking at the next captain.
Especially Hashish, are we a better ODI side compared to a T20 side? Are we more suited to ODI cricket in the women's version than in the men's version? As in, women's ODI team better than the women's T20 team?
Maybe I kind of agree to that because the kind of batters mainly we have, with all their, the approach they play, I think that is more suited to ODI compared to T20. So I think in the ODI format our team do a little bit well, but yes, in Australia it will going to be a very tough test because the bowling unit Australia, we all know how dangerous side they can. Obviously, Alyssa Haley is not there, but I am pretty excited to see if Georgia Ball gets a chance because has been she has been brilliant in the domestic circuit. So it will be interesting to see how she goes if she gets a chance. So that's and even some players in the Indian camp like Harlin Deol making a comeback. So how good she will perform if she gets a chance at number 3 or in the middle order. So that will be interesting to see. Priya Mishra, another interesting debut that we had in the New Zealand series. a good away series, and that too in Australia. So it will be an interesting test for her. So lots of things that you can say. Tita Sandhu making a comeback after an injury, a long injury. So a lot of areas that we have to look into. So a good series we are expecting, but at least we need to see the fight from the girls, not that one-sided loss. At least show the fight so that lots of positive can come out from this series.
Last question to Trisha before she leaves. There is a problem with people dancing. Jemima, why is she dancing? Titash, why is she wearing? Why is she walking? Somebody, why is she crying? I mean,
Why is
come
she
on.
on
These
the
are
streets?
human
Why are they
beings.
outside
Yeah.
the hotel?
Do you, in your 24-hour day, do you not laugh? Do you not cry? Do you not argue? Do you not eat? Do you not go to the loo? Do you not watch Netflix? Do you not watch us? Come on. Do you only work? You mean to say Jemima Rodriguez, from the time she wakes up, open her eyes, start batting, and then when she goes to sleep, with the bat? Do you want that to happen? How is that even possible? What is our expectation out of these people who are celebrities? There is a kind of imposition that I see on celebrities who are out in the public domain. Virat Kohli can't travel with Anushka and the kids. Jasprit Bumrah can't travel with his wife Sanjana and Angad, because no, you have to travel in front of us so that we can photograph you. Why? Trisha Ghoshal, you want to address this? Why is Jemima dancing?
I think good for Jemima that she's dancing. At least somebody Boryada has to know how to be happy in their life. Definitely, the people commenting have a lot of frustration in their own lives, which is why they have this portrayal of celebrities where they are not supposed to live life. They are just supposed to concentrate on batting, bowling, doing things which people think is ideal for a Virat Kohli or ideal for a Jemima Rodriguez. But thank God, people like Jemima know how to live. They know how to enjoy. They know how to put a smile on people's face. For Jemima, for example, yesterday, Snehashish and I had a brilliant experience. There was Sunny Sinha who came in. He's following women's cricket ever since WPL started, and he came in and Snehashish was there. He timidly asked Snehashish, "Do you think they will give me, they will pose with me? Will Sneh Rana?" Because the moment he came in, he wanted to take pictures with Sneh Rana. He wanted to meet Sneh Rana, Sushma Verma, but he was a little scared. Probably they will not meet, but they did meet him. They gave pictures, and when they were returning, when Sunny was returning Boryada, he had the brightest smile. And let me tell you something: since yesterday evening to right now, I have got at least 20 messages of thank you from Sunny Sinha, saying if you guys did not give me that courage to go and meet them, I would not have met them and I would not have had the best day of my life. So thank God that Jemima, Snehrana, Dayal and Hemlata in their own ways are making people happy, are making themselves happy and living a life.
Trisha, you can leave for the studio, but before that, somebody is asking, why are you on the show? You are on the show because I invited you to be on the show, and you are as integral to Rev Sports as I am. Further answers? Gargi, Trisha, Devashish, Snehashish, each of our colleagues are as important as I am, or this platform is. This is a platform by all of us, and we exist for the platform, by the platform, and together for each one of us. And you know why I recruited Trisha or Gargi for that matter? And I'm answering this because both of them are biologically females, is because they understand their sport, not because they are women, not because they are anything else, but because they understand their sport, whether it is Gargi, whether it is Trisha. The prerequisite to be a part of Rev Sports is to understand and love your sport and have passion, nothing more. Nothing matters. And of course, to have each other's back, which we always do. We fight, we engage, we argue. Yesterday also we were arguing, but that is the whole point. We chase excellence. And that is why Trisha is on the show. By the way, I want to know how many of you will take a day, whole day, go and watch the senior domestic women's cricket, go and watch and report on a domestic game which is not being watched by millions, which is not the WPL, which is not the IPL. And for me, that is an index of passion among my colleagues. That is why they are there. Any more answers you want? Kindly ask me. Trisha, you can leave for the shoot. I'll see you in exactly an hour from now. Why am I so short tempered? I am not short tempered. I've got a very short fuse when it comes to my colleagues, and there is disrespect shown. That's what it is, and I will always be like that. If there is disrespect shown to any of my colleagues, whether it is Trisha, Gargi, Devashish, Snehashish, Rohit, Shubhan, I don't know who, you will get a prompt retort back, because I'm very much like that. The 2014 Virat Kohli kind. You see, you try and throw a barb like Mitchell Johnson and don't expect something back. I am not Gandhian. Unfortunately, that will not be. So that's the kind of answer. Very simple. Devashish Sen has just sent us visuals. Gargi Rao, play them. Nathan McSweeney in the nets. Devashish, tell us exactly what is going on.
Yeah, Boryada, since it's an optional practice session, I think that there will be a low turnout. Means I don't expect um, uh, uh, most of the players to be here. But right now, Nathan McSweeney and Labuschagne are in the middle. They are taking throwdowns at the moment. So I don't think the fast bowlers will turn up for from the Australian team. So it's basically fine tuning the areas. Much so will be the case with the Indian team. Also, Indian team are training in the evening from 5:30 p.m. Before that, Rohit Sharma will brief the media ahead of the test match. It's a huge test match, and the build up to this pink ball test match has been huge, massive, massive. We saw the fans were being allowed to watch both the teams train 2 days before, and the expectations and the build up has been huge as far as the pink ball test is concerned. Yes, Australia have not lost a test match. The 7 test match that they played here at Adelaide Oval with the pink ball, but India, the only test that they played, have lost here. But then, having said that, I think India will be powered with the confidence that the Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill have joined the squad, and they look. Shubman for one has looked in excellent touch. Yes, Rohit Sharma. It will be interesting which order Rohit Sharma bats, whether he goes on to open or KL Rahul opens the batting with Yashasvi Jaiswal. That we will be able to come to know in details when Rohit Sharma comes for the press conference. Buryada.
Did you guys ask why the Indians weren't practicing center wicket? Devashish?
I was not. I was not there, Buryada, for the press conference.
No, no, no. No,
I
no, 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 not the press conference. Yesterday, remember you said the Aussies were bowling
yeah, I
center
will
wicket.
definitely. If I am there, I am there. I will be definitely asking the Rohit Sharma if I am there for the Rohit Sharma press conference.
Absolutely ask, kindly ask that did they know that the Australians would be practicing centre wicket? And if they knew, was it a conscious decision not to, or did they not know that, oh, Australia will have this advantage of batting and practicing centre wicket? This is because for in my understanding, for a team not to practice centre wicket if it was available is kind of strange. I mean, there is no reason for the Indians not to do that, right? They would not want to do that. Indian women off to bat is the update that we are also getting, by the way. But Devashish kindly asked that question. Gargi, play that Pat Cummins press conference, and let's take a couple more questions.
We get through the overs that you hope to and you hope to do out of the field. You turn to Masters pace bowling again, or is that something that the forefront line bowlers will try and pick up?
Oh, look, potentially. I'd say probably more likely turning to the fast bowl a bit more. Obviously in Perth, Joshy was getting a little bit sore as well towards the end, so there's a bit of preservation there. Whereas, this test, everyone's fit and firing, so if that remains the case, as a general rule, you try and rely on your form anyway.
What's the latest with Hazelwood and his injury? When did you guys get the wind of that? And also, is he more realistic for sort of Melbourne onwards, or is there a chance to get back through the year?
Take it out.
Confident for Brisbane. He had a good bowl yesterday.
I could hear Brisbane. He should be ready for Brisbane. Had a good bowl yesterday. I think he was responding to Josh Hazelwood.
Yeah.
That particular answer, the last one, he was responding. You bump up the audio, Gargi, when you put it out as the press conference. Bump up the audio. Ask our editors to bump up the audio because it wasn't very clear as part of this clip. Don't worry, we'll put out the whole press conference as a part of on our platform very soon, and we'll bump up the audio so that all of you are able to hear. Devashish, what is the weather prediction like? By the way, somebody is saying you're on a green screen. Clearly color blind, my friend. That you are not in Australia, you're on a green screen. Any kind of responses are welcome these days. Devashish abar dekhache. Look at that. Boss, green screen doesn't change. Look at that. This is excellent. What a repost. What a riposte! সবাই মামাকে চায়. This is why. Unbelievable. And he's got stood straight behind, in front of the nets where Nathan McSweeney and people. Look at this. I think
This guy
Mama
is
has
a
not gone
troller.
to Australia. He's pulling us from the green screen. Now tell us. Devashish, respond to this.
Yeah, wonder means we have been here for almost 15 days now. And how strange that I don't have answers really. We have been covering the Border Gavaskar Trophy since birth. We are the first Indian media to arrive here in Australia, and such strange comments is really wonder where it is coming from. But it is very
Mama
hot,
rocks.
Buryada.
Others rock.
You have asked about the weather. It's very hot out here, almost 38 degrees, and that's the reason I think the square is covered. But then talking about tomorrow, Damien Duff
No. Does that
did say that
does that bring Ashwin into the mix?
very much, very much, very much. Means, we have always on this platform said that India should always play their best spinner on irrespective of the conditions. If you are playing one spinner, lone spinner, it has to be the best spinner in your team, and that is Ravichandran Ashwin by miles. Means obviously Washington, not disrespect to the Washington Sundar, but Ravichandran Ashwin. Should definitely, if India goes in with a lone spinner, it has to be Ravichandran Ashwin. And that was the reason I think there was that he turned up before the Indians arrived for the practice session. He and Nitish Reddy were seen having an extended session in the middle, the net session, and then after the Indian team started the practice session, Ashwin was back again, batting and bowling in the net. So clearly, there is a possibility of Ashwin playing this game.
Gargi, you wanted to ask a question?
Yes. No, not wanted to ask, but got some points from Pat Cummins' press conference, which I wanted to. Of course, there's only one change, which is Scott Boland coming in place of Josh Hazelwood. Mitch Marsh will bowl. And then one of the biggest things that we've been talking about, Pat Cummins has said that all is well. There is no divide in the team, and that the Australian media content is wrong. So
So he's basically now becoming Amir Khan. All is well. All is well. So Pat Cummins is the new Amir Khan. Devashish Sen, respond to this. Captain saying
and
Australian media content.
No,
Australian
no.
media content.
Will the captain say all is not well?
Exactly.
of course, and plus Hazelwood will be there for Brisbane, so he's confirmed that.
Yeah, because it was a one test
Yeah,
match
because
issue.
Hazelwood had a long. Yesterday we did share the visuals as well,
Yes.
both Pat Cummins and Hazelwood having a bowl on the center wicket. So expected Hazelwood will turn up, but but he will be missed definitely because that spell the last time the both these teams played in the pink ball test. So Hazelwood will be missed big time. But Mitchell Stark has a.
I love your sense of color. He said green screen. You have now gone and stood right in front of a tree, which can actually work like a green screen. You have given the guy enough meat. Love this, boss. Amazing. Oh,
I have
but
the
what?
images.
Pardon me? Yeah, yeah. This is what I wanted to see. See, match day -3, match day -2, match day -1. Gargi, look at the color change. Sheen, and then now slightly less grass, the brownish tinge. Look at the square also. One has to see what happens tomorrow. It's covered now. But will this pitch, because of the sun baking down, 37, 38 degrees, will this pitch assist spin? Will that influence the Nathan Lyon call that it will kind of spin, and will that prompt India to get Ravi Ashwin? Snehashish react, and I will ask Gargi the same.
The images looks very interesting, and maybe the spinners will come into play. And I think in Adelaide, always spinners always play a vital role. I think Nathan Leon also mentioned that thing only in the PC yesterday, that spinners will come into play, and there the questions come whether we will go with Washington Sundar or this time Ravichandran Ashwin. And obviously before the series started, Saurabh Ganguly also mentioned that if you play one spinner in Australia, it has to be your best spinner. And when it comes to the best spinners, always Ravi Ashwin with so many experience, so much wickets. So I think it will be interesting to see, because yesterday in the training sessions, I think before yesterday there was no such sign that Ravi Ashwin will play, because Washington Sundar's bowling was batting, and it was clear that maybe India will continue with Washington Sundar. But yesterday, the way Ravi Chandran Ashwin bowled, and had a long chat with that team management. I think it will be interesting to see whether he gets a chance. If I am at the team management, I will obviously go with Ravichandran Ashwin, because as Saurabh said, I absolutely agree. If you play one spinner, it had to be your best spinner, and that is Ravichandran Ashwin.
Okay, just to give you the teams for the women's game: Phoebe Litchfield, Georgia Voles, Nehashish gets the game. Elise Perry, Beth Mooney, Annabelle Sutherland, Ash Gardner, Talia McGrath, Georgia Warham, Alana King, Kim Garth, and Megan Schutt. Australia: Smriti Mandana, Priya Punia, Harlin Deol, Harmanpreet Kaur, Jemima Rodriguez, Richa Ghosh, Dipti Sharma, Tita Sadhu gets a game. Priya Mishra, Saima Thakur, and Renuka Thakur form the Indian team. And India has opted to bat, is what we know, having won the toss. Gargi Rao, good call, good team. Your thoughts quickly before we move back to the men's game.
Yes, Snehashish, it seems like we were right in calling Harleen Deol for number three. That was the question that we were discussing, and we said that it was most probably going to be Harleen because she's been doing that in domestic cricket, obviously, and she's the only one left. Who there's no one else who can go in at number three. Smriti Mandana, Priya Punia open, Jemima at number five, Harmanpreet at four, Richa Ghosh is the wicketkeeper, and Tita Sadhu debuts. Snehashish. From Bengal, Tita Sadhu, she's been showing us incredible potential in WPL, in domestic cricket, and obviously in other India matches as well. What do you think of Titas today?
I think it will be a good, big occasion for her, because after a long injury spell, she is making a comeback. Although she had a good tournament, the senior T20 tournament, senior women's T20 tournament. Though in the final she was not that, she was not in that good rhythm, but overall she had a decent tournament. So I think with a good lot of confidence, she has gone to Australia. Hopefully, it will be a good series for us, because you need someone to to partner with Renuka Thakur or Saima Thakur, because Saima Thakur has played brilliantly with the new ball, especially the previous series against New Zealand. With Renuka, we all know that the consistency is an issue. So I think with them, if Titas can perform regularly, I think that will give us a good pace bowling unit going forward to the World Cup. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully, he can play a big role in this series.
Okay, so Sumit, Boria W Saha calling you wish, yeah. I really wish he did. I really wish. Why don't you tell him to call me? Call me and apologize unconditionally and say, I really made a mistake. I made lied so many times about you and the family. Trust me. I will then interview him. Kindly, on my behalf, you are my emissary. I'm giving you the responsibility. Tell him that it's time. You can still apologize and make amends for all the lies you told. Okay. My 11. Australia has announced the 11. Ki bhai? Devashish Sen? Devashish is a star everywhere. Australian 11 announced Scott Boland for Josh Hazelwood. কি চা খাচ্ছিস নাকি রে? ওটা কি?
সবাইকে কি আইসক্রিম দিয়ে ধরিয়ে দিল যে গরম গরমকে বাঁচতে আইসক্রিম খাও।
So everybody
মানে
is following Ding Liren. Everybody is following Ding Liren. Ding Liren কে সেদিনকে গিয়ে বলেছে. Ding Liren was asked by the announcer, do you want Haagen-Dazs or do you want Ben and Jerry's? He's actually saying, he's looking at both like this. He's looking at both and he takes both. And then he takes both. So the presenter actually says, "Arey, give one." So he takes both and they follow him. He walks straight into his car with both the strawberry ice creams. Unbelievable champion Ding Liren is. But have the ice cream, Devashish. You're welcome, because it's Gary, talk to me about the Australian team. Pink ball, Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark, Scott Boland, Mitch Marsh. Massive match for them. Much more than India. The pressure is on Australia. Gargi Rao.
Absolutely, the pressure is definitely on Australia right now. You can tell that going into the series, the 2-3 Test series losses were really weighing on them, and now you can tell with the kind of attention that they're getting from the media, the kind of things that are being said. What Josh Hazelwood said, I think that was said in the heat of the moment. Yet it did a lot of damage for the Australian team and their image, and it sort of brings doubt to the viewers as well as to whether or not there really is a divide in the team. If not divide, are they really that low on confidence? Because you can tell that They're afraid of Bumrah. They're afraid of the batters because the Indian team has, especially the batting lineup, which we were most concerned about, has been impenetrable. It has Australia has not been able to penetrate the batting lineup, and I think that's been one of the strongest suits of India. And of course, Bumrah and the bowling lineup, the way that sorry, not Nitish Rana, Harshit Rana has been backing up Bumrah. It's been incredible. So I think right now with Australia, there's a huge mental block, but I'm not undermining them. In no way I am undermining them. Devashish is showing us something.
I think he's showing us the net. So what is he showing? He's showing us
Not sure.
the practice that we
Boria,
do. High ball.
I'm just showing you the festive atmosphere come the day one of the test match. See, this is the
Your internet is acting up. No, this is
here
something
the
that
fans will enjoy
Devashish, put
hearts
screen tap
here.
please for
This lawn, the lane full stand now. Just
for screen
what
tap
is
please.
wrong with my
Your screen has frozen. Devashish.
somewhat?
Yeah. Okay, let Devashish get this ready.
I
But
think
Rohit,
someone
you
is
are
training.
Rohit, you were there at the Cummins press conference, right?
Yes.
हाँ जल्दी बताओ body language, and Gargi has already given the main points that you were messaging in the group, but body language जब वो आंसर कर रहे थे कि रिफ्ट नहीं है, ऑस्ट्रेलियन मीडिया रिपोर्ट्स रॉन्ग है, उसके बारे में बताओ.
तो मैंने ही वो सवाल पूछा था बोरिया था, मैंने उनसे यही सवाल पूछा था कि
तुम ही पूछोगे, तुम बदमाश तुम ही हो.
नहीं, मैंने उनसे पूछा था हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इज फॉर यू कि आप अभी तक 3 साल में आपका रिकॉर्ड बहुत अच्छा रहा है एज अ कैप्टन, बट ये सिचुएशन कितनी ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाती है कि एडम गिलक्रिस्ट और डेविड वार्नर के बीच एक कॉन्वर्सेशन चल रहा है जहां पे एडम गिलक्रिस्ट उनसे एक सवाल पूछ रहे हैं और डेविड वार्नर बोल रहे हैं कि जॉश हेजलवुड को जब बात करनी है प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में तो वो अपना नहीं पूरी टीम का रिप्रेजेंटेशन कर रहे हैं. इट्स नॉट अबाउट हिम ओनली सेइंग इंडिविजुअली. इफ ही इज सेइंग समथिंग, ही इज सेइंग इट फ्रॉम द टीम्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. तो वो जो डेविड वार्नर ने कहा था एडम गिलक्रिस्ट को, उसी से जुड़ा मेरा सवाल था कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन मीडिया में ये सारी चीजें रिपोर्ट हुई है. बॉडी लैंग्वेज वाइज वो बहुत ही मतलब डल लग रहे थे. जब जो भी सवाल उनसे पूछे गए, वो जो एक कॉन्क्रीट आंसर आप ढूंढने की कोशिश करते हो, ऑस्ट्रेलियंस जितने क्लियर रहते हैं अपने आंसर्स में, वो चीज मुझे देखने को नहीं मिली. उन जो मैंने उनसे सवाल किया था उसमें उन्होंने थोड़ा सा पॉज लिया एंड देन आफ्टर ही सेड कि नहीं, ऑस्ट्रेलियन मीडिया में जो रिपोर्ट्स आ रही हैं मैं उन्हें पूरी तरीके से खारिज करता हूँ. आई डोंट बिलीव इन देम, वो पूरी तरीके से गलत हैं. एंड उनसे बाद में एक जर्नलिस्ट ने यहाँ पर यह भी सवाल किया कि क्या आपको लगता है कि आपकी सक्सेस को देखकर जो है वो कई जो कमेंटेटर्स हैं वो ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि नहीं थोड़ा सा कुछ इल्जाम भी लगाए जाए, कुछ देखा जाए, डाउनफॉल भी. तो उन्होंने कहा दोनों तरह के रिपोर्टर्स और कमेंटेटर्स होते हैं, कुछ आपका अच्छा चाहना चाहते हैं. ही डिडंट डिनाइड दिस कि इसी देश में कुछ ऐसे लोग भी हैं जो ये नहीं चाह रहे हैं कि जो एक मुझे 2018 का रवि शास्त्री का साउथ अफ्रीका का एक स्टेटमेंट याद आता है जहां पर रवि शास्त्री ने कह दिया था कि देश में कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो देखना चाहते हैं इस टीम को हारते हुए. उसी तरीके से मैं वो दोनों स्टेटमेंट को मिला पा रहा हूँ. आज पैट कमिंस के जवाब में भी यही बात छुपी हुई थी कि कुछ लोग हैं ऐसे इस देश में जो देखना चाहते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम को हारते हुए. सो थोड़े से वो ऑफ से लगे उस चीज को लेकर के. वो जो पूरा का पूरा कंट्रोवर्सी हुआ है, उनसे पिंक बॉल के बारे में पूछा गया, कोई ऐसा कॉन्क्रीट आंसर उनके पास नहीं था, टू बी रियली ऑनेस्ट. जो कुछ दिलचस्प आंसर्स उनके पास थे वो हमने बताया. जैसे उन्होंने पहले ही सवाल के जवाब में कह दिया कि ओनली वन चेंज, स्कॉट बोलैंड खेलेंगे जॉश हेजलवुड की जगह पर. और जॉश हेजलवुड की इंजरी को लेकर के भी उन्होंने सीधा कहा कि मैं ब्रिस्बेन टेस्ट में उन्हें खेलता हुआ देख पा रहा हूं, क्योंकि जर्नलिस्ट ने जाहिर सी बात है ये बोला था कि क्या मेलबर्न तक वो फिट हो पाएंगे, तो ही सेड कि ब्रिस्बेन तक वो फिट हो जाएंगे. इन सारी चीजों के बारे में कहा गया. विराट कोहली के बारे में उनसे पूछा गया कि माइकल क्लार्क ने एक स्टेटमेंट दिया है कि सबसे स्कैरी चीज ये है कि विराट कोहली ने 100 मार दिया है. He said, उन्होंने वहां पर भी काफी सोचा और उसके बाद जवाब दिया कि मैं बहुत ज्यादा कोट्स नहीं पढ़ रहा हूँ आजकल. सो जब भी कोई उनसे इंडियन टीम के बारे में सवाल पूछने की कोशिश कर रहा है, उनके अपने जो डिवाइड है उसके बारे में कोशिश कर रहा है सवाल पूछने की, आई डोंट थिंक ही इज वेरी मच रेडी, बिकॉज उन्होंने अपने 2-3 साल के करियर में ये फेज नहीं देखा. मैं तो जैसे कल भी हम लोग कह रहे थे कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम का जो जितना मैंने देखा है, सुना है अपने बचपन से, मैंने कभी ये नहीं देखा इस तरह का फेज कि एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को लेकर के इस तरह के स्टेटमेंट्स दिए जा रहे हैं कि नहीं ये हमारा काम नहीं था, ये उनका काम था. ये ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था. सो आई थिंक वो चीज कहीं ना कहीं आपको बताती है कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम, इट्स नॉट ओनली अबाउट हाउ दे आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर दिस पिंक बॉल टेस्ट, इट्स ऑल्सो अबाउट व्हाट दे आर कम्युनिकेटिंग इन बिटवीन. क्या बातें ये चल रही हैं कि भाई अगर हम हार जाते हैं तो क्या बात करनी है, क्या प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए तैयार किया जाएगा ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेयर्स को कि आपको क्या बोलना है, डूज एंड डोंट्स जान लो, क्या बोलना होता है प्रेस
Got it.
कॉन्फ्रेंस में, क्या नहीं. एंड दीज आर वेरी
I
एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स. इट्स नॉट सेड बाय नेथन मैक्सवेनी.
I agree. I agree. And Josh Hazelwood and Pat Cummins are contemporaries. And by the way, जो रोहित अभी कहा कि पैट कमिंस लास्ट 2-3 साल के कैप्टनसी करियर में ज्यादा सक्सेस ही देखे हैं, डिसअपॉइंटमेंट्स बहुत ही कम देखे हैं. हाँ, एक आध वर्ल्ड कप वो हार चुके हैं, बायलैटरल सीरीज हार चुके हैं एक आध, बट दैट इज वेरी रेयर. दैट इज वेरी रेयर. ही सीन अ लॉट ऑफ सक्सेस. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ नेगेटिविटी दैट यू नाउ सी, और अगर ये टेस्ट मैच वो हार जाते हैं तो ये बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगा. So that is why he is saying what he is saying. And this is interesting that he is being put under pressure. I think Devashish is showing us a glimpse of the pitch. I don't know if it's still covered. Can't see. If Gargi can zoom in, then maybe we can. No, zoom in on the Devashish frame. I think they're opening up. Yeah, if you see closely, I think they're either taking the covers off of the center wicket or maybe it is open. So Devashish Rohit can tell us how the pitch has changed. I will just make one announcement.
वन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग, हो ये रहा है कि डेनियल वेटोरी टीम जो भी होगी यहाँ पे, बट डेनियल वेटोरी, जो मैंने क्रिकेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया के एक आदमी से पूछा, उन्होंने कहा कि डेनियल वेटोरी अपने बेटे को प्रैक्टिस करा रहे हैं यहाँ पे. कैन यू बिलीव दिस? क्या ये इंडियन टीम के साथ कभी आप होते हुए देख सकते हो कि इंडिया 1-0 डाउन है एक सीरीज में और इंडियन टीम एक नेक्स्ट वेन्यू में जा रखी है और वहां पे हेड कोच जो है अपने बेटे को प्रैक्टिस करा रहे हैं. सो इट्स वेरी डिफरेंट. मतलब अगर हम इंडिया के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इसको कंपेयर करें, अभी तक बैशिंग शुरू हो जाती गौतम गंभीर की अगर गौतम गंभीर कुछ ऐसा करते तो. बट यहाँ पर डेनियल वेटोरी पिछले आधे घंटे से मैं देख रहा हूँ, जब हम प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए जा भी रहे थे उसके बाद से ये जो हमने इंक्लूजन देखा है, आई थिंक दिस इज समथिंग जो मैंने तो कभी नहीं देखा कि आपकी टीम हार चुकी है.
ये अलग है बिकॉज 2002 आई डोंट नो व्हिच वन, एक टेस्ट मैच के बारे में मैं आपको बोल सकता हूं. उसके बाद फिलिप पोप तब मीडिया मैनेजर हुआ करते थे. उन्होंने मेरे से कहा वाइन टूर के लिए चलोगे. ऑस्ट्रेलियन मीडिया मैनेजर हुआ करते थे. ऐसे तुम लोगों ने हार गया, इसे क्या फर्क पड़ता है, हार गया जीत गया वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता, चलो वाइन टूर में चलते हैं. सो अगर भारत हारने के बाद नेक्स्ट डे वाइन टूर में चलेगा तो ऑल हेल विल ब्रेक लूज. बोलना शुरू हो जाएगा, अरे ये लोग वाइनरी के टूर में जा रहे हैं. वो गो कार्टिंग आप सबको याद है.
आप सोचिए फर्स्ट टेस्ट ही वाज विद आईपीएल ऑक्शन, सेकंड टेस्ट, yes, on the first 2 days he was with the Australian team, but currently he is bowling, he is giving throwdowns to his own son.
Correct. No, I agree.
And right beside him Manas Labuschagne was practicing. So this is something, अगर कुछ इंडिया में होता है तो इसका बवाल हो जाएगा. आपको भी पता है, सबको पता है व्यूअर्स.
Absolutely. ये कल्चर अलग है और कल्चर थोड़ा अलग है एंड वो आप सबको दिखेगा. ये जो फैंस को बुलाया गया प्रैक्टिस देखने के लिए अभी बंद हो गया, बट ये कल्चर इंडिया में होता ही नहीं कभी. ये आप कर ही नहीं सकते हो कि 5 मीटर की दूरी में आप क्रिकेटर्स को रख दोगे, वो पागल हो जाएंगे लोग. सो दीज आर डिफरेंट कल्चर्स वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. बट लेट मी मेक वन अनाउंसमेंट. आई हैव टू लीव for a shoot. Gargi will continue for the next 15 odd minutes because Shubhan, Rohit and Devashish are all there. And this is a point that I wanted to mention. Basis, I have written a piece also today. Read the piece at 12. I've been reading Adelaide, 53,400 tickets sold for day one. Chock-a-block packed. Adelaide Oval Pink Day 1 sold out. I've been reading Boxing Day, 100,000 people or so, whatever seats will be sold out. My point is, there is clear, huge response and interest in this series. Now, Devashish, Rohit and Shubhan, you can say you've got 3 reporters. Now, what do these reporters do? They get up at 6 in the morning. They have to cover an Indian practice. They have to cover an Australian practice. They have to cover 3 hours of nets for India, 3 hours of nets for Australia. How much time does that consume? About 10 to 11 to 12 hours a day. These guys are working 10, 11, 12 hours. But what are they doing? They are covering practice. They are covering press conference. They are covering the game. Are they covering the fan? Are they in a position to cover the fan? No. Are they being able to cover extra things like Shubhan was sending us photographs of the Adelaide water and pristine blue and all of that? Have they been able to explore the city? No. Have they been able to explore Australia? Travel? No. Is coverage only about the game and the press conference and the practice? No, it can't be. But can I ask more of them and say, now go and cover everything else? Is it humanly possible? No. That is why we have taken a conscious call that for Boxing Day and Sydney, 6 of us will join the 3 of us already there. So there will be a 9-member team from Rev Sports in Australia. We will understand the fan. And by the way, some of them will sit in the stands and understand. I myself will sit in the stands for a day. We will understand the sociological behavior of the fan. Why is it that a couple doesn't go on a honeymoon, saves the money, and goes and covers a cricket or watches a cricket test match? Why is it that these things happen? Fan culture, when we say fan is important, do we cover the fan? I think it is important that we disrupt this. I don't know whether this experiment will work. I have no idea. I don't know whether this can be a template, but we will try it. हम लोग रेव स्पोर्ट्स में ये कोशिश करेंगे बॉक्सिंग डे और न्यू ईयर टेस्ट के लिए 9 of us, हम लोग 9 आदमी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में रहेंगे to cover every nuance, fandom, tourism, sport, cricket, backstage, culture, everything. Let us see if we are able to break new coverage or not. I wanted to make that announcement. Gargi will take the show on for the next 13 odd minutes. I will join around 1 o'clock, 1:30 during the Indian practice. All of our reporters will join, as will Gargi and Snehashish. But for the moment, excuse me, over to you, Gargi. You're in charge.
Devashish, Rohit, I want to ask you both because Devashish, you sent us these visuals of Pat Cummins looking at the pitch. I want to ask you, how have you seen the pitch evolve, and what are you expecting from it? Rohit, why don't you go first?
No, I think we have seen the wicket. We have clearly given the inputs about the wicket that it's not a very fresh grass. The tinge of grass as in the screen it is there, and it's not very fresh grass. The first thing is. The second thing is it's baking down here, as I rightly mentioned on yesterday's chat also, day before yesterday also, that it's not a 21, 22 degrees Celsius anymore. It's over 30 now. It's over 30, and it's means damn hot. It's baking hot. So what we are assuming after this, that you will definitely see under sun the assistance for spinners, under lights, twilight phase, the ping ball will do it for the pacers. But when the sun is out, when there is when the day 3 or day 3.5 will start, you will definitely see spinners coming into the picture on this particular wicket. It will be difficult for them to score runs at the very start. Yes, it will be a beautiful patch, for the batters. But as the game progresses on, I don't think that you will see that kind of easiness in the pitch for the batters. The ball will grip a bit more. The wicket will break down a little more. Yes, there were thunderstorms prediction. I think tomorrow, somewhere around in the afternoon. But I don't think if you see the whole week's prediction update, weather update, you'll definitely see the sun is baking down really hard on that particular wicket, and it will definitely break it down. And the spinners will be quite handy, and obviously under lights and twilight phase, it will be the fast bowlers. It will be easier for batters at the very start, the first couple of days. But after that, it will be under sun, it will be spinners, and then under the lights, it will be pacers.
Devashish, tell us about your thoughts. I think Shumayan hasn't joined us yet, but tell us about your thoughts of the pitch, your understanding of the pitch. What are you expecting out of the first day? How do how much of a difference will the toss make?
Yeah, huge difference, Kargi. Whichever wins the toss will have a clear advantage. But then I think the real challenge for this test match is always going to be batting under the lights. Means that is where the real challenge will be. It will be up to how the batters, because both the teams have some great fast bowlers in their ranks. The Australia boasts of a Pat Cummins and a Mitchell Stark, whereas Bumrah has been in phenomenal form. So that will be a huge test and challenge for the batters of both the teams, especially batting under the lights. But as far the wickets is concerned, yes, there is a bit of grass left on it, but then how much but then it will, as the curator said, Damien Half, that it will be a flat farm wicket. So a batsman who sets in, gets in, will score runs, is about to score runs. But at the same time, it will offer spinners some help or come from day 3 onwards, because it is very hot here. So the cracks will open up if there is any. And as Rohit said, the grass here is not greenish, but I would say a little bit on the brownish side. But I think, but the challenge will be to face the bowlers, fast bowlers under the lights. That will be the real challenge.
Yes, and let's take a few questions from the comment section. Uh, let's see. Okay, Ashutosh Bajpai here is asking, will it be Harshit, Prasid or Akashdeep in the playing 11? Snehashish, your thoughts? Who would you pick?
Procedure, Akash. See, I already told that I am not a big fan of dropping a player after giving one chance. So I think from that angle, I think I will prefer Harshit to continue because he performed as well. It is not like that Harshit bowled pretty badly in the first test. But the way Akashdeep has been training, we are getting visuals from Australia, and the way Rohit Sharma having chat with Akashdeep and all, I think Akashdeep might get nod ahead of Harshit Rana. Maybe we can see Akashdeep as a third pacer in the pink ball test.
Yes, and a few more questions before we can close the show. Win the toss and bat
As
first.
we speak, the Australian training season it seems to be over because there are no one at the nets, no one in the main pitch. So I don't think so. Clearly, it means just Max Sweeney and Labuschagne turned up, had some knock throwdowns, and that's it. So
Yeah. So that's the update from Adelaide, is that the Australian training session is over, the press conference is over. So pretty much is done for the day, right, Devashish?
for Australia, is yes.
Yeah. Okay. Ninja Bumba. Okay, Ashwin should be added instead of Washington Sundar in a typical Adelaide pitch. Rohit, Ashwin on an Adelaide pitch.
Obviously, I think, yeah, it will make sense, as I was mentioning earlier about the wicket also, that the wicket, if you see here, it will deteriorate, and the way we are talking about the temperatures, the way we are seeing the pitch, not the fresh green grass, it's a bit golden in color, a little older also. And then the way Ashwin performed here in this particular venue, I think Snehashish bhai will correct me if I'm wrong, that he has taken, I think, 6 innings and somewhere around 14 to 16 wickets for Ravichandran Ashwin in this particular venue. So if he's that good in this particular situation, with the kind of wicket we had, the kind of pitch we saw, the kind of temperatures we had here, and after all of this, if you see his record, the way his performance against Manas Labuschagne and Stephen Smith, I think it's pretty what these guys are up to. भाई म्यूट कर लो यार guys, at least mute यार. So I think, yes, it will make sense if you go with Ashwin, as compared to Washington Sundar Gargi.
Yeah. Let's get some final comments from Shubhayan. Debashish, if you can ask, he's gone. He's gone. So okay. Debashish, you're on mute, by the way.
Tell me.
Yes. No, I was just about to ask you to ask Shubhayan for his final comments, but since he's gone, please tell us what is the itinerary for the Indian team today, and finally, what do
Yeah,
you really
Gargi,
want?
the Indian team is scheduled to train in the evening from 5:30. Before that, our Kaptan Saab, Rohit Sharma, will brief the media. We'll get to know whether, obviously, he won't be disclosing the what is playing 11 will, but definitely there will be some indications from the practice sessions as to who comes in. If it is Harshit Rana turning up, then very likely Akashdeep might be playing. It will be interesting whether Washington Sundar, Ravichandran Ashwin, and Ravindra Jadeja, all three spinners, turn up, because that is another area where it will depend upon who the lone spinner will be among these three. Obviously, Washington Sundar played in that first test in Perth, but it seems that Ashwin has a very good chance of playing in the pink ball test. Gargi.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Snehashish, Debashish, Shubhayan, Boria, and Rohit for joining and giving us all the updates. We'll be with you throughout the day and giving you all the updates that will happen that